Okay, you're considering on Saturday, the 3rd of June, 2023, just gone 9 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So time for another weekend futures market recap where I go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I'm seeing on my charts. And finally this week, on Friday, we got the proper break above this congestion zone, just sitting above 4,200 on the E-mini. We closed out the week at 42.88 and it was a good couple of days, Thursday and Friday, taking us through that. Been looking for this proper break for 3 weeks now, and finally we've got it. Why has it taken so long for that break to happen? I think there's 2 or 3 things going on. The first one is cycles. The cycles needed to all come together on the other charts with the Dow, the Russell, the Nasdaq, and the E-mini, and we finally got that with the Russell. I'll show you the Russell daily chart in a second. And so all of the indicators have now come together to either find bottoming patterns or topping patterns that we can break out of simultaneously. So everything's moving together in terms of cycles, which is good. The second thing is I think everybody's waiting for some news release to come in to give people some confidence that there's a reason to get long at the moment. I suppose that's been the debt ceiling debate over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And finally, we've got some resolution there. And so that's helped along. And the third one is a good reason. There's a lot of negativity in the punditry. Now, I'm going to ask you to answer me this in the comments section below the video. All of the news feeds that I subscribe to and read every day are super negative, super bearish. Are you finding the same? Are you finding that overall the news items that you are looking at and reading are negative? So put a comment in the bottom of this video just saying bearish or whatever to give me some confidence that I'm seeing the same thing as everybody else. The good thing about that is it means that the general public is going to be shorting and certainly not going long. And so this move that we're going to see, I'm expecting it to be explosive to the upside, is going to take out the shorts and it's going to force people to go long. And so the longer we're in congestion, waiting for the break becomes more powerful because there are more positions being taken in the opposite direction and they eventually have to get reversed. So let's see. I'd like to see this clearly speed away, but you've been saying that for 3 weeks. And it's only Friday that we got a decent move into new recent highs here to show confidence in that projection. Anyway, so here we go. This is it's a triple break on the daily chart of the E-mini. We're going to go through the E-mini charts from the daily chart all the way down to the 15-minute chart. Then I'm going to look at the the daily charts, the long-term charts, a couple of those on all of the futures markets, and then we'll go to the signals on the tip bar charts. But here it is, nice break. It's triple. You can see there all the resistance lines coming close together. Talked about this ad infinitum. The closer the resistance lines or support lines are, the more confidence that you have in a break, because we're breaking 3 different time frames at the same time here with these 3 resistance levels all together. So I can't exactly show you what that on the chart unless I do this. There we go, bang, and you can see those 3 resistances, SR 1, 2, and 3, all very tight together, all white, showing that they're resistances. Then we got that break. This is what I mean by everything needing to come together. This is the Russell chart. And here you can see over the last couple of days that we've got a pattern down here, better sine wave, which is calculating the cyclical activity in 3 different time frames, all come together. It's a triple pattern. I talk about the importance of big things happen at triples. With this triple here, triple resistance, we either get a break into a big trending move to the upside, or they all come together, we fade it, and we go the other way to the other side of the channel here to big support levels. But on the Russell, finally, we've put in support here on the highest time frame. So it's almost like a triple. We've got 2 supports on the low and intermediate time frame, and then the highest time frame comes in a little bit later. So it's not a classic where everything comes together, but it's close. And you can see here that we're making one of these triple patterns in the other direction. Whereas we're getting a breakout of a triple, big things happen at triples. To the upside here, it's a triple support in effect on the Russell. The Russell and the Dow look a little bit similar like this at the moment, where that support on the highest time frame has finally come in. And I think that is the activity that allows us now to have a proper break, because all the indices on the daily charts have those big highest time frame support and resistance lines are in, and they determine what's going to happen next. So that's good that that's coming over the last 3 days in the Russell. So let's go down some time frames. 135-minute chart. There are exactly 3 135-minute bars in a day session of the E-mini. You can see here we've got uptrend, where we've got the background printed in red, which means that we're in an uptrend in terms of price and volume. volume indicators here. You can see better Pro-Am, which uses the average trade size to identify professional and amateur activity here. We had a nice U-turn some weeks ago here, and that's why we're cutting off to the upside. We're breaking all kinds of resistances here on the upside, so that's good. 45-minute chart, again, the background's in red. There you can see this week we had some nice lows being made. Blue professional bars coming at the lows, at the lows, at the lows here, and by a little bit of a gathering pattern, getting this move going, busting up through 42.20 properly out of this channel into this move here. Interestingly, the momentum pattern on better momentum here, it's an exhaustion sell there at that point. So this isn't going to be over until we see exhaustion buy on the upside. So that's what we'll be looking for on the upside. And as we go down the time frames, here's a 15-minute chart. These solid yellow lines here are giving signals for the beginning and the end of the week. So this is this week's activity. Last week, we put in the low here, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars. We break better Pro-Am here, and we're into a nice uptrend. Come down, have a little bit of weakness this week, midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday. Blue professional bars come in here and then here, bang, and we're away. That's nice. So we're above resistances on all three time frames on the 15-minute chart. No sign of end of trends right now. And then let's go down to the tip bar charts, and this gives us day and night activity. Just a point on this, if you're using the better indicators and using minute bars, 5-minute bars, 15-minute bars, whatever it might be, just put on at es.d, which is the day session only data of the E-mini. If you put a 5 or a 15-minute chart together with the better indicators or any indicators, and you're showing the night session as well, it just doesn't make sense. There's not enough activity in the night session. But on a tick bar chart, the night session data is compressed because we're doing it by drawing new bars when there's a number of trades go through. So that timing at night is compressed and the chart looks correct. So here we go, 13,500 tip bar chart. Beginning of the week, we have a little bit of amateur up bars here into those highs. Blue professional bars, the amateurs get wrong-footed. We go the other way. We got Rambo patterns here at this point. Blue professional bars here on a stair-step trade, selling that little bit of strength there. The amateurs are leading the way, and so they're going to get wrong-footed, and eventually the professionals step in here, and then we break above better Pro-Am, and we're in an uptrend, and no blue professional bars yet in that last sequence, no exhaustion buy, and so on. And there's that triple pattern, really nice pattern down here. Triple patterns happened on all time frames. So here we go down here. You can see bang, 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 SL 1, 2, and 3, all red. That's a triple pattern. Big things happen at triples. It's a pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame. It's a pullback support in the highest time frame. I mean, everything comes together and we bust out of that into an uptrend where the bars turn red, the background turns red. It's all good, and we're breaking out here on a nice trending move. So at some point we'll have some profit taking, but we're looking for this to make pullback to end of trends, exhaustion buy, blue professional bars, all those good things at the highs, and we haven't seen those yet. So we are in an uptrend. Okay, so going to talk about some of the daily charts on these other futures markets. These are the 15 futures markets that we're looking at. So just quickly, let's recap those. We got the Forex contracts here on the left-hand side with the Euro, British Pound, Aussie Dollar, and then we have the Japanese Yen. And then in terms of financials, we got the E-mini, the stock market, and the 10-year notes for the bond market. Then we've got some precious metals and reserve assets, if you like. So we've got gold, silver, Bitcoin. And then we've got energy complex with crude oil, natural gas, and then copper. Copper's there as the largest industrial metal. And then we've got the ags here on the right-hand side with corn, soybeans, and wheat. And so those are the largest 15 futures markets that are traded. And those are the ones where we're looking for signals. So a couple of things to note. The first one is we had a nice little pattern here on the British pound. I was talking about the strength in the Forex contracts, and I was looking for stair steps where we'd had blue professional bars come in, break us into an uptrend on this 460-minute chart. There are exactly 3 460-minute bars in a day session of the Forex markets. We've got blue professional bars picking up at the lows here, and I was expecting blue professional bars to take us out of this little support area and bust us higher. And so we've had a stair-step trade with better Pro-Am being ratcheted up underneath these blue professional bars. But that bar on Friday, the last bar on Friday, was a bit odd. a blue professional bar down. I would have liked that to have been a blue professional up bar or continuation above these highs. So the high of that blue professional bar is really important. We need to get back above that to show that we're actually in a real uptrend in terms of the British pound and all the Forex contracts. At some point on the euro, I'd like to see the same thing. Again, talking about this in last week's chart. Here's this low being made, very important. Blue professional bars come in here. We're testing back down into that zone. And we had a nasty weak bar last thing on Friday. And we need this thing to close above the highs of that sequence there. So whatever that is, the high 7.88 on the euro, and we need a blue professional bar to take us out of this above 8 and get this trend going on the upside. So surprised that that wasn't stronger in terms of the Forex charts there on the longer time frame view. Another chart to look at on this big time frame chart is the 10-year notes. You can see here we've had a lot of weakness in the last couple of weeks, and Friday's trade was pretty nasty. I think this is everybody's talking about the extra supply that's going to come in on US debt markets are going to be expanded, the amount of issuance that's coming in the next several weeks and months. And so that's why we've got an avalanche of supply coming in, and therefore the prices are coming down. You can see we definitely had trouble on the bonds getting through this zone up here, and each time we came into it, it was exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, exhaustion buy, flush, 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 patterns going on here. We just couldn't get through there, and so we're weakening. But don't forget that it is these big blue professional bars here have given us a big range between down here at the lows and the highs of those blue professional bars, and we've tested up into the highs of that range. We're now going to test into the lows of that range, but let's wait and see, because we could well find a bottom down here and bounce from there. But it's not all over at this point. We're not in a confirmed downtrend until we get through the lows down here and break support on better pro-am. So that's the 10-year notes. And the other one I wanted to show you was natural gas. Oh, crude first. So crude, this is why I'm bullish on crude at the moment. In terms of this long-term chart, 460-minute chart, you can see all the triple signals that have happened over the last several months. And these are when all three non-correlated indicators come together and signal together that, in this case, that we're bullish the crude market at the moment. All the blue professional bars came in here between 63, 66 and held it. We had the flash crash several weeks ago down here where we tested that low and bounced from it, and blue professional bars come in. We test into that lows, this whole sequence again, and we're bouncing out of there. So crude is looking strong because of this long-term chart down here. And then natural gas. Again, I've been wittering on about natural gas at $2, and at some point it'll get interesting. Last time we saw blue professional bars, they were taking profits up here at the highs at 320 to 330 up here, and market slinks off. The next time we see blue professional bars is Thursday, Friday of this week. That's the first time we've seen blue professional bars in 2 or 3 months here. We've got exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, pro-am has ratcheted down. So for a long-term trade, let's see if we start to set up for natural gas changing direction, because it's been pretty ugly since we maxed out here at 10, 11 bucks on natural gas. So that's some longer term charts. Let us finally look at our 15 tip bar charts for signals this week and just see what was going on the better indicator triple signals. So here's euro. Been trying to call this bottom in the euro, and you can see last week we had all of these signals come in, all of them faded, and we finally got down here to 6.5. Blue professional bars come in here as a bit of a reversal U-turn here at that point. Unfortunately, did not signal at that point because we had not had our exhaustion sell down here, and we just got an exhaustion buy gathering, getting this move going. So looking for blue professional bars to come in on the euro chart here to find the next level of support as it tests into this area. So that's important on the euro. And as I said, on the longer term charts, the euro and the pound, they have to prove themselves now. They've tried to bottom, but we really need to break back above the highs in order to convince me that they're actually going places. Again, last week we had all the signals in British pound, long all of last week. Finally, we got some blue professional bars come in here. Nice stair-step trade as better pro-am ratchets up, and we got our signal right at the beginning of the week, triple long, bang. Came into some trouble at 25.5, but no blue professional bars taking profits up here, no exhaustion buy up here. Yes, it's overbought with the background in grey, That's just showing a little bit of profit taking at that point, and we come back down. So let's wait for blue professional bars to step in on British pound to prove that we've actually got uptrends in those markets. Aussie dollar had a nice bottom down here this week. Again, blue professional bars at those lows. Exhaustion sell didn't come in, and that's why we've not got a signal down here. We had exhaustion buy getting the move going, exhaustion buy getting the move going, but it never ended up with an exhaustion sell down here. So these things happen. I'm not going to mess around with the indicators to make them optimize for different markets or different time frames and so on. It's like that would be silly. But just because we didn't get a triple signal down there doesn't mean we're not in an uptrend in the Aussie dollar. And then Japanese yen. Japanese yen, we had some nice signals at the beginning of the week. Long here at this point, we test back down into that blue professional bars, come in at those lows, a bit of a U-turn there, but we've come all the way back down into that sequence. So not convincing yet on the Japanese yen. We need to get out of this channel to show that we're in a proper uptrend in the Japanese yen. So E-mini, now the 13,500 2-bar chart. That was the signal we got at the beginning of the week. Go long, didn't initially work out, and we needed blue professional bars to step in again with flush patterns, and then we break into a proper uptrend on the E-mini. 10-year notes, the signals have been good this week. So the end of last week, beginning of this week, we had long signals here, bang, bang, and we come into those highs, blue professional bars, take profits, and we get some signals short here, and we've had some real weakness in 10-year notes. So let's see if that continues this week. Then gold. Gold coming back down. We had an early signal here, but all these blue professional bars coming at those lows. That should show that we're bottomed here temporarily in gold. It did not signal because the break in Better Pro-Am happened after overbought had signaled in the background. We needed to have all three come together simultaneously, if you like. So that's, again, another little wrinkle in the better indicators, but not worth optimizing for. And here we've had blue professional bars come in with exhaustion sell, bullish divergence come in. So let's see if this whole area holds on gold this week and we start to rally and get back above 2,000 on gold. Silver. Silver last week, we had all these triple signals go in. We've had that strength this week. It's nice. We've got blue professional bars at the end of the week. A little bit of a stair-step trade here. So let's see if silver holds and we break back above 24. That would be nice. And Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still fussing around. We're at 27. You can see here at the beginning of the week, yep, we had a nice signal here, but it came into all those blue professional bars taking profits at 28.4. Exhaustion sell at that point. We fell off. So no signals live at the moment for Bitcoin. Crude I'm liking at the moment. So this week, midweek, I mean, we had a lot of trouble here. This fell off pretty hard from 74 to 67. But exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars come in, couple triple signals, bang, and we race away. We've got blue professional bars coming in at the end of the week. So let's see if we get a continuation, but that above 72, 72 and a half on crude. Natural gas, again, we're lining up on the long-term charts for a potential bottom here, but it's taken its time. We had nice signals a few weeks ago short into this move from 280 down to 210. And we're starting to bottom here and have signals here. So let's see if we break back up to 230 on natural gas. Copper signaled last week nicely. Talked about all these blue professional bars coming in here. You can see where we've got a lot of professional activity taking advantage of the sell-off in copper down here at 350. Exhaustion sell, bullish divergence are triple signals, and we take off. Nice stair-step trade in here as Better Prime catches up. I've actually got signals short at the end of the week. Didn't notice that. So a little bit of profit taking here. Exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, and blue professional bars there. So let's see where that goes. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's good short to be had, but we've had some profit taking at 380 on copper. And then the ags. The ags, we had some short signals at the beginning of the week on corn that didn't really go the full distance. Came back into the channel, came back to test. No blue professional bars here at the lows, but then they bought this breakout, bang. So that's reversed signals on corn. And soybeans, same thing. Signal at the beginning of the week, and then the blue professional bars come in to reverse the move, and we just take off to the upside. And then lastly, wheat. So quite a lot of weakness. No signals unless you count this very late signal here on wheat. So at that exhaustion sell down here, we had no blue professional bars, and it's not until the end of the week that we see the blue professional bars come in. So that's interesting. So I'm not particularly interested in the ags at the moment. I think the big activity is happening obviously in equities with the Emini, crude. That's going to be important, and 10-year notes to see if they continue to sell off, and if the Forex market's going to turn around and we get proper signals for the euro and the British pound to take us out of that little bit of weakness that we've had this week. So there we go. I hope that was interesting to you. Hope your trading is going well, and looking forward to next week's trade.